allow the two children to have the budget every year. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey supposed talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó.
Thank you so much for joining me once again from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun again, okay? So share this broadcast and let's get started. So, here.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube, Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary.
So good morning to you once again, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun diary, diary Politico. Maiyegun diary, Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Kindly share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Maiyegun today, Maiyegun today.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé.
Thank you.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
We are also live on TikTok at this minute, this hour. So if you stumble on this on your own TikTok, it's real. Maiyegun is live there too. if you have joined, if you have joined us right now, before you settle down, please share the broadcast, like the broadcast, invite others that you think should be here, and then read the caption of the broadcast, read the description as well. At a point, you would have a chance of coming on to make your own contribution as well. So do this, and we will start in a minute.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò ayé ẹ̀sùnra jù òkúra olóṣèlú.
Thank you so much. Yes, most of you are watching on TikTok. You probably would never be able to read all the caption. Just follow the convo, and possibly you will join us on YouTube as well. So, for those who have been following the from election now, it is Tribunal. So for those who have been following and expecting what is going to happen, what will be, what's it going to be like between these obedient, Atifku, the Mechanites, and then Tifnumbu, of course, the Agbadomites. They call them Agbadomites. However, as the exact day that they are going to start their legal battle is yet to be kind of ascertained, but there are moves, there are some of the snippets, the tips and all that of what everyone is actually going to defend or present at the tribunal. So you who is interested in, everyone who is interested in following this all this while, well, this is another chance for you to have an idea, okay? We have those who believe that with what they have seen, they have seen the petition of Atiku, they have seen the petition of Obi, they have seen the response of Tinubu to all of them. And they have concluded that if there is courts, if there is real courts in Nigeria, with all the evidence, with all they have seen in the petitions, if those things they've seen, they have seen in the petition, if the petitioners are able to present evidence to back them up, Kalu will be one. It won't be, some believe that it won't be sworn in. Others believe that it's going to have a very short term. This is based on the available information. These are not like information people are making up now. These are coming from, we have petitioner, oh, they rigged me. I won the election, but they declared somebody else. Okay? So this is like you now having access to the petition and the prayers of the petitioners. Then you see the defense of Kalu Tinubu. And then you kind of make up your mind like, there's no way. He's never going to be president and all that. But fine. I have told people many times that if you really want to if you really care about your mental health and you consider yourself somebody who is very intelligent, exposed and all of that stuff, right? And you know how politics works elsewhere. When it comes to Nigeria, their politics defies logic. It defies every every definition of reasonable politics. So if you beat yourself up because you are making a prediction, something that should be or should, you know what I mean, about Nigerian politics, you are in fact not doing yourself any good. But on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, I kind of help people who are more curious, kind of, you know, those who love to be very optimistic, optimistic about things. So we know what Nigeria politics represents. I do. Genuinely, I do. And having found out, I kind of feel like it's a pure waste of time, pure waste of resources, and sadly, pure waste of life too. Because everything you might kind of plan or kind of, prepare as your own way of tackling what is wrong with Nigeria politically to start with, you will realize that the moment you land that idea in that Nigeria, it will defy all logic. And then you'll be wondering, how are they then doing all of this? How are they being able to manage to make every horrible things stay, and they maintain it as violence? That's what they do. Fear and the rest. And that is why whatever your solution is in tackling whatever Nigeria political, whatever is, political problem is, you're wasting your time. But you can understand it and possibly channel that energy into something more kind of rewarding, more, productive, I would say. A lot of people are not venturing into them, thinking they could save Nigeria. However, let's take a look at the contents of the petitioners as well as the respondents. What I'm going to do is to give you the highlights. I don't want to bore you with all those pages of reads and all those stuff, okay? But the summary, the ones that I think you should know. Now, if you are interested in actually reading all of the old cases, they are available online. Although a lot of people are not that patient too, you know what I mean? But listen, when INEC said they were ready to conduct election in Nigeria, they lied to Nigerians and the rest of the world by saying technology will prevent rigging. And they told you the steps and all those lies they were going to make. This kind of got sold to the young people mostly, as well as some other elderly people too. If they could follow this through, then there is a chance that you could save Nigeria. Now, logically, it should be ordinarily kind of so easy, no complication or nothing, except it is in Nigeria. So Obi approached courts, and his prayers, they are like 5 prayers, so that you understand this very clearly before all other propaganda that are there to keep you confused. And most importantly, the reason why their judiciary is on trial, okay? When they conducted the election, their software or their platform, whatever, called IREF, failed to upload presidential results only. Others were being uploaded. Also, in most part of northern Nigeria, they abandoned the beavers completely. You see, these 2 actions, they have violated the same law, electoral acts that they put together to conduct this charade. So Peter Obi is now suing INEC that declared Tinubu winner, as well as Tinubu, asking the courts, okay, that number 1, if the real votes, the real one is like the ones that are legal votes. And what are the legal votes? The legal votes are supposed to be the ones that complied with the INEC electoral review. That if they put them together, Peter Obi, he won the election. He didn't just win the election. He won the right number and right places across Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory, fulfilling what their law says. 25% in 24 states and FCT. Now, On that ground, he said, when they count the right votes, he will be won, and he has the evidence, and he must be declared the winner. That is the first prayer. The second prayer is that INEC that declared Tinubu winner, they have violated their own, their own law by allowing somebody who has committed perjury. Perjury is when you say, I am 20 years old. I don't have my birth certificate, but I have a sworn affidavit. I have sworn an oath to a court that I am 20 years old. So if later a document surfaces again that says I am 22 years old, I then must, by law, I have committed perjury. Sorry, somebody said that I know that I'm still very much new on that TikTok, okay? So if you have the Lagos Sabobaku there who are ranting, they are welcome, okay? So a time is coming, I will bring you on and say, yeah, come and say it to my face instead of you typing Olori Buruku Omo Ali and all those things, right? But don't worry, you will get education. Don't worry, don't rush. You and I, you would have to leave that, you have to leave that your phone, as you know, be Omo Ali, so you can come and say it to my face, but don't worry. So then they said I should get a moderator for them on TikTok as well. They said, Maiyegun, you see this TikTok people, they're mad, they go, they know where low, this and that. Say, calm down. Are you with me? Everybody will collect his own size. Are you with me? When they jam the truth, when they hear the truth, when they know how this actually affects them, nobody will tell them. You know, for 8 years, we had those we call the Buhari days. Buhari Didanis, Buhari Dinotus, Buhari Dijatus, Buhari Shukus, Ungu Ziaris, Uneka Haris, sophisticated morons, ombud slaves, Lagos Sabobakus, Ushogbu Alimajiris, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the political cretins, Oshins. We have them for 8 years, suffering and smiling, suffer ahead. As Nigeria was going down the drain, the Olori Burukus are everywhere. They are defending APC. And later, some of them became victims of what they are defending. So if at the end of the day, we manage to kind of cure the madness of other people, other ways on other platforms, TikTok, Etigbalejo, I am Maiyegun, and you will finally come around. You will come around, they call it. You would come around. So, these are his prayers. 2, Kalu no go school. He can't forge certificates. The drug dealer, the drug baron, these have been hiding under the radar in a corrupt Nigeria. Nigeria is a crime scene where criminals have always been rewarded. The criminals from the local government level to the president, and also being promoted and supported by the ombud slaves. For years, the likes of Kalu, other people who are drug runners, drug dealers. You know, you'll be asking yourself, why would people who have access to Nigeria money still be dealing in drugs? Drug dealers is like, you see, those who are dealing in drugs and those who are using drugs, the addiction they both have for the drugs is legendary. It doesn't matter what they have. So this guy approached their courts that, listen, this guy shouldn't even be running for any office. This senile, demented Kalu should be, if he's not locked up in a hole somewhere, Kalu should be somewhere at old people's home where they are using whatever is left of his demented head or brain for research or something like this. Guy shouldn't even be seen in public. But Nigeria is a country of dregs. Nigeria is a country of criminals. from the defenders and the leaders. It's always been. So this guy now said, sorry, all of you watching on YouTube and Facebook, the reason why you are hearing, you are kind of finding that tone in Maiyegun's worldview is because I am now adding the audience of TikTok. So may everybody just collect the sense together. If you want to abuse me, you better know that this is Maiyegun you have been seeing all this while. TikTok. And this is how I kind of knock sense and senses into the airs, the pangolo, echoing head of so many of you on-boot slaves. Anywhere I see you, you go collect them like this. So let's say we have a wider convo now. It's not even me. This is me just explaining to you the prayers of Obi. This guy said he went to a university in America. The record from the university are contradictory. This guy, we can't find his primary school education. We can't find his secondary school education. We can't find everything about him is kind of dark and shady and criminal. With evidence, he is also a convicted drug dealer. You won't make Pablo Escobar your president. So Obi is asking the court to disqualify Kolu Tinubu as a convicted drug baron that forfeited 460,000 US dollars to avoid jail. A drug dealer, a drug runner, shouldn't be allowed to even run for a president if Nigeria is a real place. But Nigeria is not a real place. Right before our very eyes. You know why some of those who are kind of abuses me on social media, why I don't really I don't take them serious much. Sometimes I feel sorry for them. Nigeria is a very, very terrible place that these criminals have made it. In our lifetime, Baba, Eshoji Nodu, Burujika Shamu, a drug dealer, wanted drug baron, a wanted drug baron went to Nigeria. He became political godfather. Supposed normal people, Christians, Muslims, Alaji, Deacon, Deaconess, Pastor, Pastress, they were defending Buruji Kashamu. They said he is a philanthropist. Which drug? He's not the one. It's his brother. His brother was the one wanted. They defended a drug dealer. They elected him a senator. So, and those who were defending him, they called people like us enemies. They said we were enemies of these people for actually telling you that how do you give power to criminals? This is like, not that you don't know them, or you do know them. But whatever you are taking from them, whatever you want to benefit from them, will make you then turn black to white or white to red. You will become so shameless. Old men, old women, young men and women, they defend criminals in Nigeria. Just give them the right money. They will tell you, are you a saint? Are you a saint? Nobody is a saint, Charade. America that is talking. America is most corrupt. We are talking about a drug baron becoming a lawmaker through the hungry slaves that parade themselves as Nigerians. It's a shame. I have seen it before. So whatever anybody try to defend Tinubu, don't let it shock you. The same people are going to turn around later and gnash their teeth. And they will blame you. They will say, he failed because you didn't like him. That's what they do. They never take responsibility. Sure you get. So, this guy is asking their court with evidence. So, this guy is a convicted drug baron. He shouldn't even be running for office. Okay. Then another one. He now said, if the court is not convinced that Obi won, then the court should nullify the election entirely, disqualify Kolu Tinubu, and conduct another election. So when Tinubu's lawyers, when they received the petition, they started laughing. They said this will be probably have no idea who or what he is talking about, because his petition is complete garbage. They said Obi and Labour Party, all these things, all disobedient and whatever, they are just clowns. That's how they actually responded. And let me tell you, they left the issue of meanwhile, Angono, there's where Obi said when they recount elections in about 11 states, where he said he has the right figure than what INEC declared. Okay, so he's asking the court to ask INEC to come out and bring the evidence of the number they declared for Kolu. They should bring everything out. Out of 36 states and Abuja, INEC has only given them access to just about 10 states. More than 26 states. The details of the election in those states have not been released to them. Are you with me? So when Tinubu and people received the petition, you know what they first did? They laughed, like I said. Now they said, number one, Obi is just wasting his time because Obi is not even a member of a Labour Party. Do you get that? They said it is a pure waste of time because Obi and Dati, they don't even get party. That they were members of a PDP 30 days before they became members of a Labour Party and the candidate of the party. That it is a pure waste of time for them to be responding to Obi that doesn't even have a political party. Is that a joke, or is that what are you talking about? Is that going to be your response as in like, yeah? But okay, let's respond to a few of the things they had to say. They said Tinubu forfeited $460,000 in America because of drugs and all of that. Yes, it's true. Yes, he forfeited money. But the case is not against Tinubu. The case is against Tinubu's bank account. And this case is not even in Nigeria. So that's their response. They said, yeah, he didn't know. He was just living with some drug dealers. He didn't know they were drug dealers. So what do you want him to do? And when the American government saw the money in his bank, they questioned it. And at the end of the day, they said he didn't pay tax. That's their response. So they said the issue of drug or whatever doesn't have anything to do with Kolu. And there are court documents. There is court document with his name, the name of his wife. Somebody just asked a question now. He said, I don't know, maybe it's just from the comment there. In the comment, he said, did Kolu steal your money? You know, one of the things they did to Nigerians, when we were growing up, because now it's so obvious that a lot of things they told us were lies, okay? When we were growing up, they made us believe that the reasons why the Northerners are always doing rankadede for their leaders is because only few of them were given access, were given education, compared to us in southern Nigeria, where education is almost compulsory for every child. When I was growing up, sure you get. So they said, because the Northerners are not so educated, that is why their leaders could tell them to do this or do that. But we Southerners, because we are so educated, that is why we are always very kind of argumentative and other stuff. But do you want to know what APC Egbekegbe have done to Nigerians, especially the Yorubas? somebody who kind of want to defend his own criminal oppressor like Tinubu. This person asked, this Dumbo asked the question on TikTok, okay? He's saying that Tinubu steal your family money. But Tinubu didn't steal my family money alone. He didn't steal your family money alone. He is not the only person doing it. Tinubu and gang, your politicians and their family, they are living off your commonwealth. Sure you get? If you take their hands off the commonwealth of the people, they will practically have nothing. Now, they didn't have to come and steal the money in your pocket. They stole your education. They stole your self-esteem. That is why today, a lot of people can read and write, but when they speak or when they talk, they sound like the most dumbest of the dumbest you've ever come across. Educated people. When politicians loot your money, and then you are left with no education, you are left with no infrastructure, you are left with no health care, and at the end of the day, you inherited a poverty that has now become generational. But the question you can ask in defense of those criminals is, did they steal any money from you? Of course they did, and that's exactly what they live on. In case if your kind of education didn't tell you, right? From 1999, the likes of Tinubu and gang, they have been not just living off the public money, they have also been like turned it into their private money. And this is replicated all over Nigeria, not just Tinubu, by the way. So when Tinubu now say, usually it would have been the problems of Lagos, remember? Now, it is going to be the problem of Nigeria. And in this case, that's how it actually affects a lot of people too. Politicians who stole your money, the money meant for constructing good schools, providing education for your children, free education if you can give, or qualitative education, good environment and opportunities for your parents to be able to at least fend for themselves so that they won't be used as the political party members who are living off the crumbs dropping off the table of your oppressors. So yes, the likes of Tinubu for years, they have stolen your future. The future they probably told you 20 years ago is what you are living in right now. If they promise you another one again, you can practically envisage it. Today, a lot of you are in poverty because they stole it. Anyway, according to them, Tinubu has no case, no nothing, and in fact, Tinubu will be sworn in on that one. I kind of agree. It's not because Tinubu is going to do any magic. I'll tell you. This whole delay is a systemic delay. While they are perfecting how this is going to go, they are also doing some other damages elsewhere just to make sure that even the tribunal won't really hold. But with the way they have sort of set their Nigerian criminal, constitution, Tinubu will be sworn in on the 29th of May. It's not because one thug or one social media bandit or Facebook adsman says that nothing you can do. Tinubu will be sworn in. Let me ask this. Somebody said, it's a dumb one anyway, so let's ignore it. So it will be sworn in because their law says there can't be any vacuum. Sure you get? If you have witnessed it in the past, when Obasanjo versus Buhari, right? They still sworn Obasanjo in. When Yaradua versus Buhari, they still sworn Yaradua in. When it became, Buhari and Jonathan in 2011, right? They still sworn him in, remember? And I think it's the same. in 2019 between Buhari and Atiku. They still sworn him in. So I don't know if what people are saying to you is just to kind of massage your, just to massage your ego or what have you. They're going to swear him in. And in fact, with what they have plotted, that should be the end of it. And I think that is where your own shocker is, Abi. So, their response is that the tribunal should throw Obi's prayers out. It's just a waste of time. Why behind the scene, the likes of Eshima Roken Namani are asking Obi, withdraw your case from courts and go and work for Kolu because of the interest of the Igbos and all of that. That one is also going behind the scene. But the man himself, sorry, we are going to go to Sudan very soon. The man himself has something to drop just not long ago. It's a long watch, but I'm going to add it to this chat before we continue. This.
Your Excellency, go and read the letter I wrote to World Bank asking for $82 million to build Kaichi Dam to provide 760 megawatts of electricity. And he wrote it clear. I'm applying for this loan strictly to borrow for this investment to spur growth, economic growth for my country. That was 58 years ago. That facility is still standing. What he borrowed is $82 million. We now owe $120 billion without anything to show for it because we consumed it. It was for consumption. There's nothing wrong with borrowing. Every country of the world borrows. No country. Every country of the world borrows. America is the biggest economy. They are owing over 100% of their GDP. The second biggest economy is China. They are owing about 60% of their GDP. The third one is Japan. Japan is owing 230% of their GDP. It can go on and show you. Even Netherlands, that had the highest sovereign wealth fund of 1.4 trillion, Your Excellency, is owing 50% of their GDP. So everybody borrows. The difference is what you use the borrowing to do. Where did you invest it? What did you create? Our own was for consumption. People are borrowing for investment. And I've gone from countries to countries everywhere to show that this is happening. China borrowed in 1990, 93% to 95% of Chinese people live under poverty. Today, it's less than 2%. India was a similar situation, under 5%. Vietnam was actually 96%. Today, they have less than 3%. So, ours that we have been throwing people out of poverty. And just to illustrate to you why borrowing is different here and other countries. I was in Bangladesh in 2010. I've studied 31 countries, comparing them with Nigeria. In Bangladesh in 2010, Your Excellency, they had a GDP of $115 billion with a per capita of $747 per capita. And their debt was $45 billion, 36% of their GDP in 2010. Nigeria, as at then, had a GDP of $375 billion per capita of $2,250. So we are 3 times Vietnam in terms of per capita, which is a real measure of wealth. And our debt then was $30 billion, less than 10% of our GDP. Today, Vietnam GDP is $340 billion. They've grown by 3 times. Their per capita is $2,050. They've grown by 10 times. Their debt also increased to about 116 billion, which remains even less than 36% because it's now about 32% of their GDP, which means they borrowed more, they invested it. If you go to Vietnam today, the exports, the overseas diaspora fund, everything have increased. Today, Vietnam exports garments, $36 billion. Twice what we earn from oil. Garments, they're not just garments. That's what they export. Not something that is sophisticated. And all small businesses, which we're not doing here. And in our situation, our GDP today is about $400 billion. Our per capita, which is the real measure of wealth, is now 1,980, call it 2,000. So we've actually lost about 11% of what we were in 2010. And our debt have gone from $30 billion to $120 billion. So we borrowed about $100 billion, which nobody can explain what was invested. And when you ask, they say it's for capital project. If you borrow money and it didn't impact on your GDP, it didn't impact on your capital, you consumed it. That is the crisis we face as a nation. The consequence is that our debt servicing now is over 90% of our income. In 2001, first 5 months of 2001, Your Excellency, Nigeria as a country made 1,847 billion naira. We use 1,802 to service debts. 98%, only 45 remaining for a country of 200 million people. And we're borrowing more. We said last year our budget was 13.5 trillion. We are going to borrow only 5 trillion. We borrowed 7. This year, our budget plus subsidy and everything will be hitting about 20. They said they are going to borrow only about 6. Your Excellency, we're not going to borrow less than 10. And that is the crisis that was. And what are we even borrowing? With these monies, we are now issuing foreign bonds of 2040, 2045, 26, when we are no longer going to be here. And our children, in the past 1 year, Nigeria has not put 1 naira in the sinking fund. Not 1 naira. So even when you are servicing debt, you're supposed to be saving money to pay the debt. When you mature, we are not putting money there. The crisis is that when we are dead, our children will have nowhere because we've eaten their future. And nobody is talking about that. And we need to move this country. And there's nothing wrong in this country. It's a country that can be changed. Look at something like Charade. Look at what is happening all over the world. Today, we are struggling with oil, sharing of oil money. Who is doing that? Even in America, that is the biggest country in the world, Texas, that is producing several more oil than we are producing. The biggest state in America is California. And what does California do? Texas is not even number 1. They're not number 2. They're number 3. Texas GDP today is 3.4 trillion. 8 times Nigerian GDP. They have no oil. What they're exporting is agriculture and knowledge. Agricultural materials and knowledge. That's all that is making them that thick. Well, we are here fighting over a diminishing access that has since expired. Oil didn't save yet Venezuela. Venezuela have 10 times more oil than Nigerian deposits, and yet that collapsed. And we're here fighting about oil. No country is talking about oil today. Vietnam, countries and nations have every. Look at the vast land I saw when we are alive here today. I told the people in Niger, you have 76.3 square kilometers of land in Niger State. Your Excellency, they can't feed themselves. They can't feed Nigeria. They don't export anything. The other one is natural. When you deal with natural one, because people have means of livelihood, you deal with support to your security agencies, which is renewable every year. And with this, you generate more money. Every day, Your Excellency, we say in this country that we don't have revenue. We don't have revenue. Even when government said the revenue to GDP is too low, it has to be low because you have millions of people who are not doing anything. The more your people are doing something, the more your economy is productive, the more revenue you generate. You can't generate revenue from people who are not doing anything. It's a simple thing. It's been done everywhere in the world, and it's very easy, Your Excellency. It's not a question. If you go, and where do you generate the most revenue? In your youth, the young ones, in their productive age. You have to invest in them. And what do they need? They need access to capital and training. They have the idea. They can change the world. It's not a sophisticated thing. Nigerian youths are talented. All they need is support. And it has to be government-determined support. It's happening in China. If you go to Indonesia.
Thank you. I just left you, right? See, I wanted you to listen to that because it's been a while that we heard them say anything. You know, it kind of spoke clearly there, didn't it? It was like going, I still have the other part of it too, so I'll share that with you. I was busy giving it to them on TikTok because when we were on break, I decided to quickly go and see those Olori Buruku Ashiris. You know those Lagos Abobakus? You know those ones that are always like shouting. Omo Ale, you are Omo Ale. Omo Ale Yoruba. They are so dumb. You guys are so stupid, right? That you are not even kind of telling yourselves the truth that this issue of Tinubu and you, Fofungbemus or Dokpemus, turning around to call Yorubas who are more intelligent than you, APC, Egbekegbe, the Egbe Apanyon of Nigeria, the Yoruba chapter. You want to coerce the Yorubas into your mad, jihadist, murderous government, Abi, and to say, oh yeah, anybody who doesn't support Tinubu is Omale Yoruba. Lujuti, una no get shame. This is now talking about numbers now. Una come out to disgrace Yoruba people because of the drug dealer. You they disgrace Yoruba people. That Yorubas are now, you want them to see Yorubas as agberos, drug dealers, people who have no morals, people who have no kind of, you know, all this Olori Buruku Alapama Shishe, so they meet me for talk. So they want to drop me lamba. Sure, you get, they want to drop me all those trolling stuff. Shut up your mouth. You did some Mwali. Listen, you did a charade. Tinubu is from Yoruba land. I know they Nigeria. Sure, you get. I saw all you did. You were so ready to fight and go to war with Igbos in Lagos. That you actually coordinated yourselves that Igbos are your enemies, so they must not be allowed to vote. Now, after your election, them beat you so you had to fake the figure. Now, you fake the figure. You can't even, you can't rig it to declare yourself winner. But you shameless idiot, you shameless weary, you are still turning around and thinking you can call people Omo Ale because of Tinubu. Do you really think that is still working? That you can just see somebody and say, Omo Ale, you are Omo Ale. Shut up your mouth. Are you not a Omo Ale Yoruba? Eti you're there. Eti didn't. Now, you don't know what is actually coming for you. But Maiyegun, me, in the temple of truth, I can give you an idea. Sure you get. And from time immemorial, I have told people, if you are APC, Egbekegbe, don't let us pretend. I am not here to convince you. I am not here to make you feel good. Anything that can make you feel sad, feel so kind of depressed and angry, possibly, right? Feel the taste of what you are promoting. I mean, by the truth that will knock you off wherever you are. I am willing to do it. You don't like me. I don't like you. You understand? You don't like me. I don't like you. So let's stop. Let's drop all the pretense. But the truth that you won't kind of deny is very much available. I will give that to you free of charge. So I was telling them, I said, listen, you calling somebody Omo Ale Yoruba because of the druggy, Kolu, Ashiwaju awon ole, Ashiwaju awon atole, Aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò. You are calling people ọmọ àlè. Today, just 4 days ago, they told me to join TikTok because I can go live. Now, I joined TikTok because before now, the reason why I didn't go there is because I just thought like, young Nigerians, Yorubas, young Nigerians generally, you will see the young girls, 18 years, 19 years. And when you see what they are actually subjecting themselves to, asking people for money, asking people for this and that on that same TikTok. And I am like, okay, maybe it's actually the global phenomenon, right? But when you now get to a stage whereby, show me your breast, show me your pants, show me your this, I will give you gift. If you give me this, I will show you my fans only. All because just right in our lifetime, APC, Egbekegbe, dipped over 100 million Nigerians into extreme poverty, and they didn't even flinch. Young women are now doing hookup. Just to balance up the stream of income. The ones that can't do hookup, they are now much like turning into an epidemic of fraudulent activities. I mean, these are the things that came with APC change, you. So if you know the think, and you are still thinking that people actually don't know what is going on, or they can't think for themselves, now you know get sense. You think if you just go anywhere and just say somebody is Omali, you are Omali. You are Omali. Stupid. I don't know how some of you actually kind of keep up. The people that rejected Tinubu are Yorubas. Do you know that? They had to rig in Ekiti, rig in Ogun, rig in Oshun, rig in everywhere just to give numbers to Kolu. I'm not joking. They had to rig in Ondo. Then, of course, they had to rig in Lagos. But they are still shamelessly threatening people that they want to rule over. You want to rule Nigeria. Or you are creating an impression that anybody that doesn't support Tinubu is enemy of Yoruba, is enemy of Nigeria. We'll go help you blow them up. Don't worry. Now we'll go blow. So, guys, there's another part to that clip before we go to Sudan. I don't want I don't want to gap them too much, okay? This is the conclusion. Listen to him. He's speaking faster now. Kind of clearer.
By saying it the way we are saying it here, there's no money. They'll tell you, oh, every day here government support to small businesses. It's not true. The only way you will know it's not true is that go and check the total lending of all the banks. I've shared 2 banks. It's about 30 trillion. Out of which less than 5% go to small businesses. It cannot happen. Indonesia is written. 25% of all their loans go to small businesses. China is 20, they've just increased it to 30. The consequence is that if you go to these 2 countries, if you go to Indonesia, 98% of the companies are micro, small businesses. In fact, Indonesia, a country of about 250 million persons, their total employment is 140. Small businesses created 130 million jobs. Only 10 million is created by other people. In Indonesia, they even have Ministry of Small Businesses to support it. In China, as China is, China today, all their productivity, all their GDP is about 60-65% for small businesses. The total employment in China is 800 million. Small businesses provide 60% of that, which is 540 million. So you must support this engine. It is critical. We're not doing that. What we are doing here is celebration, sharing. Nigeria, only thing Nigeria has is sharing formula. Nobody talks anything. All that I came to ask you people is that we need to move this country from sharing formula to production formula. It cannot continue. We must move from consumption to creating wealth. Other countries have done it for the future of our children. It is critical. It is not something anybody can tell. They can tell you, oh, it's sophisticated. No. I've gone from one country to the other, studying. I just came back from Morocco recently, not up to a month ago. Morocco exported last year 40-something billion worth of exports. Not oil. Agricultural products, 8 billion. Morocco. Vehicles, car manufacturing, 10 billion. I can go on. Tourism, 3-point-something billion. That's what they had last year in Morocco. Morocco is just here. So it's not as if this thing, you ask about power generation. This is the only country where to switch on your light, everybody knows how much power is being produced. Everybody knows whether the national grid has failed or whether every other country just put light on and off. Here you must know everything. You must even be calling from government as you're calling the people who are in charge of the power company. No other country does that. Egypt borrowed only 6 billion euros, call it 10 billion naira. And within 2015 and today, Egypt have doubled their power generation from 26,000 megawatts to 54,000 megawatts. Egypt, they're not far. You go to, so we are number one biggest economy in Africa. We generate 4,000 megawatts. If we are able to get it. Number two biggest economy is South Africa. They generate 54,000. Egypt is number 3. It generates between 54 and 55. But the giant generates 4. That's the crisis. And they give you all sorts of excuse. Yesterday, there's nothing in power generation. There's nothing in power distribution. It's very easy. Anybody who tells you any story is this. Excellency, let me conclude because he's introduced me. I was governor of a state. My dear people, today God has given you position where you're in authority, where you're delegates. You won't be there forever. Your Excellency is the governor. He will not be governor forever. I tell people that when I was in office. His greatest achievement, you might not know, is not in building infrastructure. And I tell people that is in ensuring the civility and order and peace in the state. He's going to leave office and go to his house and stay because he has not surrounded himself with enemies. When you're in this post, it's a very difficult post. I've heard it. Because everybody you meet will tell you are doing well. Hardly will anybody tell you you're doing. They will tell you the truth when you leave. When you leave here, the announcement you'll be hearing, you'll be wondering whether it was these people who was announcing this. So what I tell people is that it is important that you know you're not going to be here forever. And make peace. Ensure that you do the right things as much as you can. I live in Onitsha today. I don't live any outside anywhere. I don't have a house anywhere outside Onitsha. That's where I live. I live with the people. So there's no more security. There's no more thing. Before you come to church or come to anywhere, 10 people will stand up for you to sit down. Today, if you come in, they say don't mind him. Even if they ask them to sit up, they say they will not do it. So it is important that you do the right things so that you still out of the 10 who used to stand up, 2 will still stand up. Because there's no option. The same thing goes to you in your different offices.
Thank you very much. Again, I thought we should. Oh, hang on. I think I dropped something. So that is that on the people challenging Kolu. Because I want to go to something else now. You know, Bokwari is like a lifeless mannequin. the lifeless may God, Bokwari, that is Buhari. He doesn't know. Whatever is happening, he doesn't know. Whether they are kidnapping you or killing you or your economy, which is now Buharinomics, by the way, is ruined, he doesn't know. Now, for those who are living in Nigeria, they are being governed by a ghost. Photo. Where's that guy? Photo. No be juju be that.
Nigeria president now photo. Everybody go snap photo with that. So our president snap photo with the video from Archbishop of Canterbury. He snap photo with the Rogers. He snap photo with this one. Now president now photo on a vote. Your president is now a picture. Photo. Not be juju be that. Not be when our fathers die for each other and we they care for them, keep them for house.
So Bokwari, who is just an effigy photo in Nigeria, the Nigerians are on their own. I mean, it has gotten to a stage whereby Buhari, when Buhari speak, they will say, so Buhari is still alive, honey. That is the president they have. Now, for those who are in Nigeria, if you mistakenly come be outside Nigeria, Baba, Iwoma Dirao.
Pastor, pastor. Our mojo sticker ló show wa. Àṣé kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Ìwọ má dira o, ìpápá ẹ̀dá lórin. Jẹ́ ká máa Bible tó ń jẹ. Kò jẹ́ gbèsè àgbẹ̀tọ̀ àbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbè tí a fẹ́ jókòó tẹ̀ rà. Gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù. Àwòyí àárín. Mo mọ̀ pé wà nínú Bible pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù. Kí ni Jésù lò? Àfẹ́ rí ló lò. Ìwọ má dira ayé bàjẹ́.
In Nigeria, they are on their own. Bokwari would then kind of, this is Nigeria under Bokwari. When something happens, right, the headline will be like, Buhari says is shocked that Nigeria national grid collapsed. Buhari in shock. Buhari in shock that Fulani terrorists have killed 300 people. Buhari in shock that Fulani terrorists have kidnapped 200 school children. Like all of you are in shock. Even Bokwari is in shock. Then Pastor Ruga, fake Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu. What's his name again? I forgot his name. Anyway. Agbowoni Baba Oja. Pastor Ruga Oshimbajo. That's Oshimbajo. That one will then come with motivational motivational speeches by telling you how you have to love the country, how you have to pray for good leaders, how you have to pray for this and read all of that nonsense. You come like say, Bokwari no be president, Pastor Ruga no be vice. Then they are just like you. They are shocked that terrorists are still kidnapping and killing people. So you come there outside Nigeria. They say, what day? You remember that of Ukraine? Thank you, Charade. I did TikTok. Go and bring all those alike borons. Those who are waiting, say, typing and becoming a keypad warrior is going to actually stop people like us from telling them the truth. Like, listen, Omagbo by fire, by force. So that if you finally want to become a Dorumoto, where you are lying down and about to die, voice of Maiyegun will be ringing in your head. Everything that Maiyegun, you've heard from Maiyegun, they will begin to ring in your head before you take your last breath. Because you know what? Whether you like me or not, you are going to agree with what I am saying, publicly or privately. Trust me. Because I won't sugarcoat it. Right? So Sudan, I did a broadcast earlier, Sunday sermon, and I spoke about Sudan. And I did my best to explain to you the kind of comparison between Sudan and Nigeria. Sure, you remember. I'm not going to go into all of that now, but I'm going to give you a bit of extra context. Because as we speak, Sudan right now, like when Libya was breaking apart that time, and there was no government, So Sudan right now is like in two parts between these two guys. Let me see if I still have that image. Hang on. Oh, that's not the one. That's not the image I wanted to put on. Hey, okay. I won't be able to put that up, but that one is for Kolu and the. Hang on, did you give me something there? What was that? What pops up? Anyway, I looked away. So it is between two guys. One that used to be the leader of the Janjaweed terrorist group. You don't hear about Janjaweed everywhere, Abi? The Janjaweed have now risen to power in Sudan. Thank you. What does that mean? What does that thing mean? Okay, we'll come back to that again. My fire on. You see? So, as we speak, the people who are still in Sudan are now trapped in Sudan. Khartoum, especially Khartoum. So, which means no plane can fly in. No plane can fly out. Okay, it's a gift. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. I saw that twice. I don't know what it meant. All right. But thank you. So, but people were calling on Bokwari. Thank you very much. Dre Lake, that's my guy. See, I found the guy on TikTok, Dre Lake. I used to have a Dre on YouTube. That big Dre. I don't know if it's the same Dre that is now on TikTok. So brilliant. Guys, I told you I'm combining convo now, okay? So Dre Lake, solid, Baba. So, the Northerners are mostly the people that go to Sudan. Some people are asking, what are people doing in Sudan? What is in Sudan? A lot of you don't know that Nigeria has become so messed up that those who are currently promoting Nigeria are promoting the carcass of an already done country. See, as bad as you might have whatever you are hearing about Sudan, I heard that their medical school is, if you have a certificate from their medical school, right, you won't need Shena interview or you need the application if you move to Ireland to practice medicine or wherever you kind of acquire, right? There is no Nigerian university that has such anywhere in the world. No Nigerian university. If you go to Ghana, Nigerians are their international students in Ghana, majority. If you go to Sudan, Nigerians are their major students there too. But this time around, because the closeness of Sudan to northern Nigeria, another part of Nigeria, a lot of them prefer to go to Sudan. Now, when this whole thing started, people started asking Bokwari to come and evacuate them. Nigeria, this wahala is getting too much. They may start killing people now. Come and take us out of Sudan. Nobody sent anybody. Nobody sent anybody. Give me a sec. Let me put on a new battery. I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere.
I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So, if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please, forget it.
So, anyway, thank you very much for that. I had to. This is an airport in, this is an international airport in Khartoum, in Sudan. For those of you who didn't hear the full story that I shared earlier, an insight, I think I am going to do a little bit, just tiny one, so that I can bring this audience also into what is going on in Sudan, the large audience. So let me explain to you. in Sudan, they had dictators. Well, they had a dictator. His name is Omar al-Bashir. So Omar al-Bashir that took over in a coup as the president of Sudan almost 30 years ago. When he was consolidating his power as the president and dictator of Sudan, remember, military brought him in. He survived few or several military coups. But as a whole country, then they had South Sudan and the Northern Sudan. Like you have Southern Nigeria and Northern Nigeria. So Sudan is a big country. But you see, the northern part of Sudan, which has the desert and all those, just like Northern Nigeria, they are considered to be the biggest by landmass, by population. So therefore, they control the political power and they control the military, right? Then, the southern part of the country happened to be a mix-up of other kind of religious, people of different background and all that. Like you have in Southern Nigeria too, where you have Christians and Muslims coexisting and all that. But as a whole country, the people in power, the Northerners then, they continue to stage terror, attack, violence, crisis, just like you have in Southern Nigeria, where you had crude oil. While they are milking and taking the resources for themselves and sharing among themselves, right? The Southern Nigeria, this is the true story, Southern Sudan. Now, cut it short, Southern Sudan now broke away. But hang on, before Southern Sudan broke away from the rest of Sudan, we've been hearing about Janjaweed militia. This Janjaweed militia, they are like the Fulani militia in Nigeria and other West African countries. The Janjaweed, they are mainly camel rearers. Like you have cattle herders. They are like their own camel. You know those camel, Rakumi that is carrying load. That is what they always kind of rear and they sell. So, like you have the Fulanis, they always raise cows to sell. So, with that small portion, they, like the Fulanis, they amassed weapons and they started the act of terrorism. But what people didn't know then was that they were carrying this terrorism, they are carrying out this terrorism both in Sudan and outside Sudan, an act of terrorism that made them become one of the most dangerous terrorist groups in the world, Janjaweed. But what people didn't know then was the government in Khartoum, the government of Omar al-Bashir, was funding them. They were harming them. They were using them to cause different kind of a crisis across Sudan. When Sudan broke up, and you have South Sudan, and then the northern Sudan. Now, they didn't have anybody to kill. They didn't have anybody to blame. They didn't have anybody to unleash their violence on. Around that time, their leader, the leader of the Janjaweed, Emmet is called, has already become so notoriously rich. So, he needed to kind of release steam. So when the Darfur crisis started in Sudan, this guy and his Janjaweed rebels, they wreaked that havoc that you saw when they said Sudan, Sudan crisis, Darfur. And they were raising money, $1 for children in Darfur, $1 for healthcare, $1 for, you know what I mean? All over the world. The Janjaweed were behind that. They were the terrorists like the Boko Haram killing and sending people to refugee camps in Nigeria. They were being sponsored by the same government of Sudan. Now, when Sudan broke up and the Darfur crisis came to an end, he, the leader of the Janjaweed, with the help of the president, they they now change the terrorists who have killed and maimed across Sudan and other parts of Africa. They decided to legalize them, and they turned them to paramilitary. Now, the arrangement didn't bring them under the military of Sudan. Okay? It only bring them under, they report directly to the president. All of the generals in the Sudanese army, all of those ones who are like, you know what I mean? That used to try and kill the rebels, the Janjaweed terrorists. Now they are now partners in the same Sudan. The Janjaweed that they spent years to try to kill, because the government of Sudan is sponsoring the Sudanese armed forces. The government of Sudan is sponsoring the Janjaweed. So the Janjaweed that are killing the people, sponsored by the government. The army that want to chase away the terrorists, sponsored by the government. So whenever they wanted, they could pull the plug. That is what Omar al-Bashir did. He didn't trust the military anymore. He believed that they could take over the government from him. You know what he did? He legalized the Janjaweed by turning them to paramilitary that only report directly to him. Do you get that? So they don't report to any general, they don't report to anybody, they report directly to the president. So that then gave their leader the most powerful influence in Sudan. And that was a big win for the terrorists, the Janjaweed. You know what? Something else that Omar al-Bashir did. He turned them to the presidential guard. He told the military, the presidential guard of the country, to withdraw. The Janjaweed became the protector of the president of Sudan. That's not all he did for him. He also allowed the guy, the leader of the Janjaweed, to keep all of the gold mines that they forcefully took over during the whole crisis, the war. He took them over and he owned them. Today, the guy is one of the richest black men alive, the rebel leader of the Janjaweed. They gave them a new uniform. They gave them new, they gave them everything new to make them look legal. You know, the Janjaweed will have to wrap the bedsheet on their head. Look dirty, look haggard, carrying guns. Omar al-Bashir decided to clean them up, legalize them for his own protection. And he allowed the warlord to keep all of his territory. So Sudan now became like a country that is governed by two lords. One leading the army, the normal army of the country. And another one leading the army of Janjaweed, that is now called the Responder Support Force. Rapid Support Force. So that's how they legalized terrorism in Sudan. But even upon that, that didn't save Omar al-Bashir. Rather, when the uprising of 2019 started, and the people wanted al-Bashir to go, it was his friend, the leader of the Janjaweed, that has now become the most powerful person in the country, right? That finally called the military, the head of the Sudanese force, that let's take advantage of this. The country don't want this man anymore. So let's just take over and share power. And that's what happened in 2019. With the promise that they are going to go back and give the power to transit to democracy. 2019. And that is 4 years ago. So what then changed? What happened? I explained in my broadcast earlier today. See, the territory controlled by this helmet guy, the Sudanese armed forces, they cannot trespass. If Sudanese armed forces, Sudan armed forces, so they cannot trespass where this guy control, because he has his own army. And his own army are so independent that they have direct relationship with Russia. And the one that is heading the armed forces, the head of the transitional government, that one is having a deal with America. So complicated. So that's how Sudan became the ground for America-Russia proxy war. But what happened to Nigerians who are there? Shouldn't Nigeria have an intel that they should kind of evacuate them before it becomes so kind of, Nobody cares. A lot of people are on social media and they have been seeking help, asking for what can they do, what should they do. They don't know they are already attacking their own area. They have bombed, they have blown over 25 aircraft. Boom, to mysteries in Sudan. So the fight, the way they are fighting, let me tell you what the way they are fighting. Like I said, it's like this. Put it this way. Let's say when Nigeria break up, okay, and Middle Belt break up from the Sharia North in Nigeria, and you have this Sharia North, the 12 of them that are close to Chad, Niger, and all these places. Let's say Alhaji Shekau, if he's not dead though, let's say Alhaji Shekau is alive, or this guy, now the new guy, they don't capture this one. See, this guy is a leader of Fulani terrorists, okay? Now, let's say this guy, the way they did it in Sudan, let's say they now have Arewa Republic, or they have Nigeristan. Here you get Nigeristan or Arewa Republic. And they have nobody to blame anymore. They have no infidel to kill. They have no other ethnic nationality to kind of blame for the problems of Nigeria anyway, right? So this one is now the warlord. And Buratai the Butcher is now the one representing the Arewa armed forces. And this Moguno is the one representing the retired and repentant Arewa response rapid support force. So a terrorist like this, they will put uniform on him. It won't look like this. They will put uniform on him. They will put ranks and file on him. They will make him look like he's a general. They will call him a general. Sure you get. So let's say he is now controlling out of 12 Sharia states in northern Nigeria. Okay. Sorry, you can't see the picture. So I'm telling the people on TikTok, they can't see this picture. Only people on YouTube will see, on Facebook will see that picture anyway. So now let's say this terrorist, they have the Arewa Republic or Nigeristan. So this terrorist is now controlling 6 of this Arewa Republic, 6 regions of Arewa Republic. Another one is controlling another 6 regions of Arewa Republic. Now because they disagreed, so what you will do is that, like I told you, the ones that are working for, I'm going to go look for his picture so that it just doesn't look like, what is he talking about? Some of you have seen the picture, but I'm going to say Sudan generals. So, and then I will share the screen with you, or I will save the image and I'll share that with you to my friends who are watching on YouTube. So it will make better sense that way. Let me see the better picture I can take and pick on. And yeah, I think this one would do. Give me a sec. I'm going to save it. And after saving it, it's easier for me to bring it straight to the screen than to share my screen. It's kind of, give me 1 second though. So they control their different areas. And for context, so if you're watching me on TikTok, you are likely not going to see this. But if you go on your extra phone, okay, go and check these 2 guys, their names. Let me check out their names. They're this generous. They are generous. Give me a sec. Right. The Sudanese 2 generals. Anyway, one is called Abdul Sahid. Another one is called Mdet. But now, if you check your screen, you see the one on the right. That is the rebel leader that became very, very powerful, very, very rich. And he controls the vast majority of the gold mines in Sudan. Today, the person in charge of Sudanese gold is the guy on the right. The guy in charge of Sudanese oil, as well as other things, and in charge of in charge of the Sudanese army is the guy on the left. That one is called the Abdul Sahid or something. And this other one is called Mdet. Now you see the one on the right. what they are now doing is that they want to see who is going to really control the country and be in power. Because the one on the left, the one that controls the armed forces, says that they want to integrate the army controlled by the Janjaweed into their army so that they will be one and one command. So now waiting cause fight be that. So the ones with weapons on the left and the ones controlling the Janjaweed weapons on the right, now they are shooting at themselves. Everywhere you see Sudanese soldiers, shoot and kill them. That's what the Janjaweed are doing. The Sudanese army are also saying, anywhere you see the Janjaweed, kill them and shoot them. So they are now hunting themselves for their barracks, their houses, their offices. They are hunting themselves and they are like shooting rockets. Baba, no joke, like this. So somebody did here. They say this person is a member of the Sudanese armed forces. He's a general and all that. They will send they will launch a rocket that will go straight and just blow up his house. I'm not kidding. They bombed the airport, they blew up aircraft and all of that. Americans started evacuating their people. Rush. So the Nigerians who are proudly Nigerians, they are asking Nigeria to come and help them. That's another thing as well that a lot of people don't like to tell themselves, okay? You see, in Yoruba, we say, Koloma fiya jeyan. But you can loosely translate that as, may person no just be unfortunate. Here you get now. You see, Nigeria and the leaders, those who are in charge of Nigeria, and the majority of those who are actually defending them too, they have succeeded in one thing. Nigeria and anything that concerns Nigeria, especially either government or governance, the people that are being governed, they have ensured that hey, thank you, cool Guru. I don't know if that's the name, Guru, or if I see your comment, I can say your name properly. Somebody just gave me a gift on TikTok. That's what they do there. Anyway, empathy, sympathy, kind of human empathy, human sort of humanity. Okay, let's say humanity. APC, Egbekegbe, they destroyed the act of empathy and humanity in people. I'll give you an example. Nigerians who are in Nigeria, especially those ones who are always promoting and defending their criminal leaders, majority of them, they have no empathy. You know why? They are going through hell. A lot of them are struggling and going through hell. And when they look at you, somehow, you seem to be looking all right. I mean, you look like you are very all right. They don't like that. And I'm not making this up. There is this natural hatred that comes from the poor, impoverished Nigerians whenever they sense, even not just, it actually comes generally anyway. There's this kind of, sort of a resentment that Nigerians will have towards one another because they think or you look like you have it a little bit better than them. Why do you have it better when they can't have it better? You are living abroad. That's why you are talking about Nigeria. It's because you have it's because you have peace of mind now. It's because you are comfortable now. If all of us were there here, where they suffer, where we say I never eat, I never chop good food since morning. You sit down there, they talk like say you are better than, they have that kind of internal resentment when they feel like you look better than them. They don't know, maybe you just had a shower and you just bought a new cloth and you look kind of just want to pamper yourself. They don't care. They will resent you. So they wish if something then happened to you, You deserve it, Jare. Every time, go, every time. You are always looking happy. Every time. Now you, are you the only person? Are you the only person who's, you know what I mean? It comes with the territory. Sure you get. And it is the same with their leaders too. They don't have empathy. They kind of always, so by the way, they always beg for unity. Let us do unity. We need to come together as a people. Maiyegun, all this, your criticism will not save anybody. Let us pray for, we call them unity beggars. Don't listen to them. Emotional blackmailers, asking you, what have you done to make Nigeria better? They are emotional blackmailers. When you are talking about the people that sworn to be responsible for them, why am I saying all of this to you is this? The rest of the world who have people in Sudan or who just believe that foreigners in Sudan should not be caught in their homeland political power battle. Ordinarily, a reasonable and sensible country will provide an easy passage for foreigners in their country so they don't get caught or caught up in their gunfight. Also, a responsible government. For now, for the past, this thing has been going on for the past 1 month. For the past 6 months, it only escalated this last month. And Nigerian government who don't give a damn about anybody. Today, they are now setting up committee after people said when it is too late already. But do you know that the Nigerians who are in Nigeria, their first reaction, now we send them go to Sudan. You remember Ukraine? When Ukraine happened, they said, now all these stupid people will go travel out of Nigeria, and when they go abroad, they will start talking about Nigeria like say Nigeria is a problem. Nigeria is a problem. They will be destroying Nigeria name. Now they are in Ukraine. They are asking Nigeria to come and bring them back home. Now their brothers and sisters we are talking about, they don't give a damn. They are like their leaders. You see this one in Sudan. For now we don't know if some Nigerians have been killed, whether they are from the north or they are from the south. And regularly in Nigeria, they don't care. To them, waiting that they do for Sudan. Oh, Benny, you just say you feed Japa and leave all of us here so that you can go abroad and be looking fine, Abi. Oh, Benny, if they kill you for Sudan, and your problem be that. That is what I'm talking about. But these are also the hypocrites that are ready to change their profile pictures on social media. To support UK, to support America terrorists, to support France, to support this, to support China, to support COVID, to support this or that. Bunch of hypocrites. Do you now see why some of us don't take them serious? Do you see that? Because sometimes, according to them, I'm a Yoruba man. Listen to this, as a Yoruba man, if I check the news and they say the number of Nigerians who are in Sudan, they are mainly from northern Nigeria. As a Yoruba man, I am expected not to bother. Maiyegun, some of you are even like, well, Maiyegun, leave them alone, Jare. That's their problem. They are northerners. Who they go Sudan? And that's actually the reason why some of you are always wondering, where does Maiyegun belong? Today, you go talk about IPOB. Tomorrow, we will talk about Yoruba Nation. And next tomorrow, we will talk about the Shiites. And after that, he's going to talk about this one. And after that, he's going to talk about that one. He will talk about the Northerner. He will talk about the Southerner. We don't even know what thing they do. You are a liar. You know what I am doing. You do know what I am doing. Because in my book, an injustice to one is injustice to all. The people behind all of this injustice, they are the same people. The same system, but some of you prefer to choose and pick, or pick and choose, to cherry pick, and that is why I can never be like you. For those of you who love your criminals differently, Some of you love your criminals, your criminal leaders. You love them because they are from your tribe. Because they are worshiping the same religion with you. And every other nonsense reason why you will defend your own criminal. But guess what? Injustice doesn't know anyone. Whether you are APC, PDP, whether you are not even you are in Nigeria or you're not in Nigeria, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, it doesn't matter who you are. The injustice that we call the institutional injustice is not limited to those who don't like the government. That's where you should understand why you should never support bad governance because you want to punish people, or you should be cherry picking on what and what, on who and who deserves justice or who doesn't deserve the justice. Because one day it will be your turn. And guess what? Like you do say, it's not your business if they are not Yoruba. It's not your business if they are not Igbo. It's not your business if they are not, you know what I mean? If they are not Christians or if they are not Muslims. But based on those who know what injustice can do to people, it can be your turn tomorrow. Even if you shout, Sai Baba, Sai Baba, Sai Barbarian 1 million times, you will still collect them. And that is why what APC taught you, the inhumanity that APC gave you, the one that make you feel like you have somebody to impress, you have somebody to convince, and you have somebody to banter, to troll, without paying attention to the consequences, the danger that lurks around you until you become one. It can happen anywhere. A lot of people who knows better, right? They know that as a Nigerian, you are in Nigeria, you know get right. Outside Nigeria, the only right you have is the right given to you by your hosts. There's something happened to you outside Nigeria, and you want to tell them that I am a Nigerian, I am a Nigerian. Baba, you will not do that. You won't try that. Because of what they have made of Nigeria. This is not your making. So if you are caught in Sudan, the best advice they have given to people right now is that please remain indoor. Now, this is not a banter. This is not a joke. I know some of you watches me from Sudan as well. All over Africa. I do know you. Some of you have families. Your families may not be watching me, but some of you have families who are also in Sudan. The only available advice from the government of Nigeria is that please remain indoor until you have an information on how they are going to process your evacuation. Don't just walk around. Don't join crowd people of moving somewhere. It may not be good for you, especially. Remember, you are still black, even though you are in Africa. Baba, you may have a long beard that signifies that you are a real Muslim, dedicated one, and also a foreigner. It doesn't guarantee that you are not going to get to be kind of put aside for different reasons. It is better advice. Please stay indoor. Please. That's the advice they have given. And as usual, you are there, and there are many information that are being passed around on social media and then elsewhere. I wish you all the best. But if you are waiting for Bokwari, if you are waiting for orders from, I told you, this must be Dre. Now, I'm gonna Dre Sean. So I have Dre. I got a Dre Lake on TikTok. Dre Lake on TikTok is acting like Dre Sean of YouTube. So for some of you who are watching from TikTok, let me show you what Dre Sean is capable of, okay? Dre, I haven't read your comment, but I haven't seen you in a while. So Dre, I'm going to show these guys what you usually do that made me think the Dre Lake was you. Okay, I don't know. So that's Dre Sean. Brother, I have missed you. It's been a while. Anyway, let's take it further. So, thank you very much, by the way, Dre. Maiyegun, I'm still here. For the past 15 months, I have become a silent watcher. For the past 11 years, I'm so honored to see you go from that radical Ijebu boy to the daddy Gio of Temple of Truth. our ancestors are with you. He say, Ashewa. Thank you, Baba. I appreciate you. I just miss you. Somebody just reminded me of you, and I'm like, Dre Sean. And indeed, you are a legend. So thank you for that. So if you are in Sudan, please don't join them in jumping on any bus they say they are going to the border. Please don't. And may the universe protect you. Now let's go to the other one, because the context generally is this. This is the work of someone who, and I'm going to bring up the person's name, is right at the bottom of this. So the illustration is by AFP, by Joseph Ngari, a journalist, okay? So this is what Sudan actually is right now, the situation, okay? According to them, they said over 300 people, and now it's over 460 people that have been killed already, all right? So then there is no aviation, which means, no kind of, no fly zone. They call it no fly zone. Now, which means you can't fly in, you can't fly out. If you try it, they can shoot you down. They can shoot the plane down. So they will have to use another means. Now, they are experiencing what they call the diplomatic dilemma. Now, diplomatic dilemma is that this part of trying to resolve and get people out. Ordinarily, it shouldn't be hard, it shouldn't be tough, but because they don't know who to talk to, and they don't know how much of this control territory will agree or work with whatever the ceasefire or any arrangement. So this bottleneck, they are facing that. I'm so sorry if you're watching on on TikTok, you can't see this. Sorry. But for those who are watching on YouTube, they are seeing what I'm explaining. So proxy war, they say war threatens the interests of Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, and UAE. UAE sees Emeti as a bulwark against Islamists. His forces have fought alongside Wagner in Car. They've won favor with UAE and Saudi Arabia because they have gold and all that to trade. So they could get, they are being given enough weapon anyway. So disruption of Wagner's gold operation. And then what else? The port, you see all those ports, like I advise, please don't follow them there. It is for your own interest. And the airport as well, you should not take the risk. Every other information that you probably would need, I bet they are much available out there. I wish you all the best. But if it's Nigeria, because I can see some northerners as well who are currently so angry, so mad, but they couldn't say that to Bokwari. They are mad at Abike Dabiri. That Abike Dabiri is doing nothing to bring the people from Sudan. Abike Dabiri, Bawo, where's your president? They can't mention his name. Anyway, I am going to meanwhile, just in addition, this is just on the side, the Kolu people, they still insist that if you are not comfortable with what happened, go to court, they said, right? Now, here is something, a report from Southern Kaduna that you should probably see.
As far as we know, we are not fighting anybody. We are being attacked by people who the government has refused to identify. Government has refused to say it knows, even though it went searching for them as far as Mali and Senegal to pay them compensation. Government knows them. Bring them, let us sit down and discuss and dialogue. But they will not. And they are accusing us of refusing to dialogue. Calling on the international community to step in, whether it is ECOWAS, the UN, Amnesty International. Of course, that is what we are saying. In particular, we have lost faith in the Nigerian leadership and the current political arrangement that we have. Because the truth must be told. It is possible that you can change personnel, but if you don't change the operating environment, you are not likely going to get better results. You have countries that do not command the kind of human resources we have, and they are doing much better, even with less resources. So what is really wrong with us?
Anyway, let me take this off my space so that it doesn't cover my camera, kind of, because that's the main thing. So here is another one. Okay, I mean, I've actually shared that, and I don't think we should actually dwell much on that. I would take calls, and I think I have an hour, 20 minutes to go. But what we're going to do is this. I'm going to go make myself another cup of tea. Now, when I get back, I will start taking calls, and this is going to be for those who actually have the number. Okay, I'll start taking calls, and then we can call it a night. So don't go anywhere. Meanwhile, before you go, before you go and make yourself a cup of tea as well, or relax, if you haven't liked the broadcast, please do. If you haven't shared it, please. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you haven't followed me on TikTok, go and do that. If you haven't done any of those, right, let's use this break to do that. And I will be back in 3 minutes.
Continue. 70 years old man. Charade. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Woman, is that you? Continue. 70 years old man. Charade. Is that
Hello there. I actually thought I got you connected. Can you hear me? Okay, hang on. I got you now. I got you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Maiyegun, good evening, sir.
How are you, brother? Good evening to you.
I'm fine, sir. Yes, sir. We are actually following you on TikTok, so I'm actually watching you on TikTok right now.
Oh my, I got to over 200 on TikTok. Oh, 200 people, 200 live. One day I'm going to get to 20,000. You will see. Watch. Today is my 4th day. 4 days. The 4th day on TikTok. May they are not Balejo or team around. They don't know that this guy. Okay. Give me just another 1 or 2 months. You will see film there. So you are following.
Of course, we are there. We are there right now. So,
I need moderators who can help me chase those disturbing the rats.
We actually need a moderator right now.
What?
We actually need a moderator on that.
I know.
Because we can see some people that are those call people. We are see them right there.
Don't worry. We'll do
so,
that.
thank you for I can't thank you. As in, you've been a light. We actually like you, and we continue like you. I so much learn a lot from you, and I will continue to be more grateful to you because you really shown me that there is more to all these things we are seeing in this country. And my heart goes to the appointment in Sudan. God will protect them because I can't say that one their government will protect them because I can see what other countries they are bring their people home. But our own here, they just go down to the television station to the broadcasting on. I don't know what you guys need to do. You are now broadcasting it. We need action, not you coming to social media and be saying all sorts of things. And also, there was a time that you mentioned that there going to be a time that the Nigerian government they are going to drag up all these media stations, and now it is happening now. We cannot even speak to. There was a time I want to call. I called the radio station. I was trying to make my anger.
No.
You know what they did? They just cut it off, and I understand them. I don't understand them because anything people say, they are going to start showing them 5 million, 10 million. They are getting up media. We can't speak up. We can't speak up. So thank you for giving all this platform for us to share our view.
Yes.
To share our view. Thank you so much. Let
me take another one. I've been struggling to hear all that because of the echoing call. But I have another caller. Listen. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, ma. You need to help me mute that broadcast. And possibly, if you have to walk away from it, yeah, it's kind of echoing.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you loud and clear. All of us.
Maiyegun, first of all, I'm calling from Houston, Texas, okay?
From Houston, Texas. Ma'am?
Yes. I don't know if you're live.
I am live because if you can see me, right? If you're watching, look at me. I'm raising my hand on the screen. Give it 10 seconds. You will see me.
Okay.
Eh?
Okay, hold on. Let me see something because I need to.
Okay, I'll keep waving until you see it. I'll keep waving until you see it.
Hold on. I want to on the TV.
All right, ma'am.
Okay. Maiyegun, I'm watching the wrong one.
Oh, you're watching the wrong one, but good enough. You are now calling into a live broadcast.
Because I've been calling you since God knows forever.
I know.
You don't understand?
I do understand.
I've been calling you, and you're not picking my call.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Now
today is 22nd.
Yes, ma'am. No, 23rd.
I was actually on the 23rd program. Yeah.
So if I do like this, you should see my hand up. Yeah. Let me do it again.
Well, I'm still. Anyway, the good thing there is that it's good I got in touch with you.
Well, you know something, ma. You know something, ma, right? If the date says 23rd of April, okay, you might a little bit behind. Tell somebody to actually put it up to date there. Like you will see if it's 23rd, you are watching me live, ma. You are indeed. You may be a little bit behind, but you can move this cursor forward.
Okay, because of the time.
You joined.
Different.
All right.
Oh yeah, because of the time. Okay, can you do me a favor? I know it's too much to ask, but I would like you to, can you tell me when you're going live so I can join you, because I've been really following you. You're doing great.
Yes, ma. Let's do it this way.
You're speaking.
Yeah, let's do it this way, ma. Yeah. What time is it right now in Houston?
Okay, this is exactly 3. Okay, just say 4 o'clock.
Well, it is like 3:59, is it?
Yeah, yes, 3:59, yes.
It is 9:59, almost 10 p.m. in the UK here. So what that means is that means Maiyegun always go live at 1 p.m. Houston time every day.
Oh, okay. 1 p.m. Yeah. Okay, not.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, every day, right?
Every day. And if I'm not gonna go live, once you come on here at that 1 p.m. Houston time and you don't see today's date on a broadcast, that means I may likely not be going live that night. And let me give you another secret, ma. Yeah, let me give you another secret, ma. Yeah. Usually, if I'm going to go live, I always set up 2 hours before I start. Which means, if you come to my channel on the YouTube around 11 a.m. in the morning, ma, 11 a.m. Houston time, you will see a sort of a waiting page. It's not going to play. You won't see any. You won't see anything played. It's just a still image that will tell you a scheduled broadcast. And it will start at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, your time. I think it's easier that way. Yeah, it's easier that way, man, to understand it. 1 p.m. is when Maiyegun starts. 11 a.m. is when it's set up. So if I wait for Maiyegun till 12...
What is today's captain?
Today's captain is Obi versus Tinubu. And then with a quoted statement, Obi Dati have no political party. And if you put up...
Okay, raise your hand. Raise your hand again.
I'm wearing red. I'm wearing red.
You're wearing red?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the date. Once you see the date on, that's me live.
Okay, you see what I know. You know what I did now, man? I just on the TV a little bit to hear your voice. So we are behind. I'm talking to you. I can see you.
You need to move the cursor forward so that you can be up to date. And in fact, you can get to see this part you and I are currently acting.
Yes. Okay.
Yes,
that's good. It's good I got you. It's good I spoke with you. Okay. Your fan, your biggest fan, you speak my mind all the time.
Thanks,
sometimes I feel like crying because I'm a Nigerian. Sometimes I don't know what to do. Sometimes it's hard to believe that we are from Nigeria. But you know what, man? God will bless you.
Amen.
God will give us the strength to keep fighting this war.
Amen.
We will. God will triumph in the end, because we see everything that we went through during the presidential election. We were actually trusting God. It's not all about Obi. The thing was that when we look at the whole thing, we look at the 3 candidates. We said, okay, Obi is about the best thing that will ever happen to us. It has nothing to do with tribe. I've been opportunity to be in the north, spent couple like 2 years in the north,
right? And
they are the best people you can think of. They were nice, very hospitable, you know. And then I lived in Lagos for all my life before I came to America. Never had any problem with anybody. They sold the land to me. I have a house in Lagos. Never had problem. But the thing is, I live in US right now. I live in Richmond, but after Richmond is Sudan. That's where my former governor owns property. Now there are other people that work under the governors of states that owns various properties here. I can tell you where they all have houses here in Houston. They love Houston. Those Nigerians, they love Houston.
Of the weather.
And because of the weather, yes, they buy properties. You know what it is to buy properties, and then because you keep on paying taxes. And these people, they will leave Nigeria. They will come to a ready-made country. Honestly, it's not because I live here. I suffer too. I suffer in another man's country to make money to send home. Because every time I keep sending money to Nigeria, let me say, since I set my foot in this country, I keep sending money. There's no week I don't send money home. God is my witness. There is no week. It's not because I'm doing it because I'm in America. It's what I've been doing before I came to America. Because those problems were there.
They were there.
They were there before I ever left the country. People will go to school, they will not have good job. But if you go to school here, by the time you're coming out, they're already calling you for jobs. Now, human beings set them, not the animal.
No be spiritual. We do tell them,
it
is not like Eldorado. It's not paradise. So just sensible people.
It's not paradise. We can human being make them. Yes, why can't we do our own like that? One governor. I don't want to mention his name, but I go mention. I want his address. I go mention. He gets when they live very far away from here. If they come there, you know they get security. They sleep for that has no security.
Imagine.
They are protected by
you know the shame. You know the shame that some people don't kind of understand in some extent is that this guy pay so much to buy those properties abroad. They don't live in them, but they still have to pay taxes on them every year from the money they are. From the money they are actually looting from Nigeria.
Exactly. And the government of America and Europe, they're not hide that they're not protecting them.
They don't and bill for what do you call it to Nigeria? Or talk less of a guest house in Nigeria. Even though they are the rich people, they have the money. Individually, they could own properties in Nigeria. And if they have to be like Nigerians, they could use American money to buy paradise in Nigeria. But no be them. Now us, they take our property.
You know the annoying thing. The annoying thing is this. How can you become a governor of a state? After 8 years, you go to Senate.
Go Senate. A Senate president.
So go stay for the rest of your life. And be stealing more and more. I wish that this would have just
mind, you know something? There is poverty. There is also poverty of the mind. Because if not, what do somebody want to do? What do you really want to do with 10 billion naira that you only just want to use to live life, where you can use similar money to create jobs by starting businesses that pay taxes to government, create jobs that are people that also pay taxes to government, something that allows the money they are stealing to circulate in the system. But no, you just take the money out.
Okay, Maiyegun, listen to this now. Let me shock you.
Shock me, ma.
Do you know that recently, America just suddenly realized that the chief judge of the federation, right, was taking vacation with one of the richest men in America. Taking that he was collecting gifts, they were going on vacation and this and that. Can you imagine that? The reason they are raising that kind of alarm is because of corruption.
That's right.
Because if I collect money from you, I'm not going to get them out.
No.
So don't say they do bad.
No, you can't. You're not going to get them out.
So now they are trying to, so they are going to make him step down, and they're going to know how they've been romancing each other for a long time. But like 2 weeks ago, some couple of weeks ago, there was something that came up on the internet that went viral, that our one team justice went to London.
Tinubu in London, or Tinubu's people in London, of course.
You see him, and nobody is saying anything about it.
We saw photo.
You see, all this nonsense that they are doing, America, they don't do as things. They can't say there's no gain. So their founding fathers don't decide that they have to make things right. If you see the kind of money that the rich people, where is Abiola today with all the money? Where is Abacha with all the money? Can't you just use because of these people, there's places and do things right?
Amen. No, I'll say
so
amen.
Our children will go to good school, and then the people that graduate to get a job, not Amado rice,
cassava gari, eh?
It's
okay, like you are in on it, man. Let me take another one. It's such a pleasure speaking to you. I'll say. I mean,
okay, we'll keep in touch.
Remember the tips, Mal. Remember next time, okay? The time that Maiyegun comes live,
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. But I would have set up by 11 a.m.
Okay. Take care, Maiyegun.
God bless you, man. You have a good one, okay?
Bless you, bye.
So I'll take another one. If you are still watching me on Facebook or YouTube, I would be glad if you can just drop your offering. Like the broadcast, still share it. But I have somebody on. Hello there.
Yeah. Ministero. Greetings from Torino.
Ministero. Calling from Torino.
Yeah. No, you are the Ministero.
Oh, I'm the Ministero. And you are calling from Torino.
Yeah, I'm calling from Torino, yeah.
What is on the roll, my mano?
Yeah. So, I want to say this because this afternoon, even if you come online, you sneeze. So just count me among the people that's going to watch it. So anything you do, anything you do, I'm online with you.
They snore. Yeah. Still there. Say, Maiyegun, your head well. Yeah. Even if I don't go hear you, Maiyegun, your head no. Yeah. Well, neck. I love you, brother. I love you. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. We all love you too.
I know.
So I want to drop this in the round.
Please, sir.
You know, this afternoon you said before the South Sudan and Sudan, before they divide. So the Sudanese people, they were thinking that it is South Sudan that was their problem.
That's right.
That is what you said this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that when they say dog, not a chop dog. Now when both full everywhere, now that they say that. But if both don't finish, dog they go they chop dog. You understand? In 2013, when I was in Libya, they arrested me. They arrested one guy from South Sudan. Yeah. They arrested the guy. And the guy, what was the guy offense? I came to meet the guy in the prison. The guy was there. Even the other countries that came with the guy that they arrested there together, the guy, they leave those people. They are still holding this guy. When I came there, so based on I'm a professional in my job.
Right.
So when they see, okay, this guy is a half professional, they just appoint me the prison, working for them without pay. So the guy was there, and the guy was begging me that, now, you have level in this, please help me out. So I called the guy, what's your problem? He said he doesn't know. They are not even telling him anything. They said they are going to kill him. Then, on a very good day, I met with one Arab soldier. I said, this guy working with me, he has been here for so long. Look at him, he's lame. Do you want him to die here? So with that annoyance, the soldier man took me and to where the guy are. He said, do you know why they are holding him? I said, why? He said, this guy, they are going to kill him here. He said, because this guy is a Christian, they are causing problem in South Sudan. Because of them, they divided South Sudan. For that sole reason, the guy is going to die in that prison. That is just, you understand? That is just the guy offense.
He's a Christian.
So I spent
from South Sudan.
Yeah, he's a Christian. He's from South Sudan. Yeah, from Sudan. You understand? That was just the guy problem. And they said the guy is going to die there. So I spent like 4 months with them before I finally found my way out. You understand? So exactly the same thing that is happening in Nigeria. If you talk to somebody, they will say Igbo people are the problem of Nigeria. Those people are the problem of Nigeria. Those people are the problem of Nigeria. If Nigeria divide, the real problem of Nigeria will appear just the way the South Sudan is. Thank you. That's my point.
Bless you, my brother. See, I like that, and I love the fact that you can easily relate. You know what's going on in Sudan, and then what is going on in Nigeria, where people will tell you something is impossible, but when they finally happen, they will say, "Ah, God, why? God, why? Why did you let this happen?" Anyway, we are all in on it. So, meanwhile, again, I have almost 3,000 of us on YouTube, by the way. That's regular. And I appreciate every one of you. Dreshawn, I still remember that your surprise that you pulled up your sleeves. You have a lot of them. And I respect you for that, Baba. Thank you very much for that compliment as well. And to my own Dre Lake on TikTok, thank you. And to every one of you who kind of turned up tonight as well, I want to say thank you. I'm not leaving you. So don't worry. I'm not leaving you yet. I'm gonna try and take maybe 1 or 2 more calls, and then we'll call it a night. Yeah, but I am going to take a short break with this.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the other thing. Take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps, we create our food. I mean, that's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them by illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor in the farm.
Olu, I have a caller, by the way. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hello, sir. Is that Prince Jejeman?
Yes, this is Prince Jejeman representing IPOB for life.
Prince Jejeman. Okay. How are you doing, Baba?
Baba, I'm always fine. Are you?
Well, I don't go cause trouble for TikTok. They talk say they go deal with this one. Which one be this? I say, myself, I know bad. We all day here. But apart from that, I feel like I'm all right. Like,
Baba, nothing do you.
We open Temple of Truth for TikTok. Some people want to talk say their head one day the road. Baba, who won't put head for where trailer they waka come now? We don't know us if they make that noise, but we'll make a difference on that place. Just give me a few months. You go here,
Baba, Baba, truth will always prevail.
That's right.
Okay. Truth will always prevail. You know, Nnamdi Kanu told them he is going to destroy the zoo with truth, just only truth. Okay?
That's right.
They are buying Tucano jets. They are buying a armored car. Why the people are hungry? People are dying of hunger. An angry man, a hungry man is an angry man. You can never stop insecurity with your Tucano jet, with your armored car. When everybody is hungry, when people are dying in misery. You can never stop it. The soldiers are hungry, the police are hungry, the DSS are hungry, everybody is angry. The Nigeria is living like an animal. Everybody is living like an animal. It's a jungle. Anything goes. Anything goes. You see, Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir.
H.E. Samuel that spoke on your parliament the other day.
Yeah,
and
Excellency.
Yes. Him and the second to the last speaker, Mr. Joe Okonkwo.
Yes, Okonkwo.
Yes, they spoke boldly like the Biafrans. Okay? The Biafrans will tell you the truth and they will speak boldly. That is the difference. Okay? Right. It does not matter because the worst thing that can happen to you in life is to be a slave. In your own house, in your own nation. Okay? Because how can they come, all these terrorists, herdsmen that are ruining the life of everybody in Nigeria? The Yakubu Mumu do not care how many people that is going to die because of the consequence of what he is doing to 250 million people in Nigeria. Maiyegun, I'm telling you, you see what is happening in Sudan, in Somalia, Nnamdi Kanu said is a shy play. Okay? Buhari wants to run away because he's an imposter. He has told you that if you go to Daura, if it's too hot, he will run to Niger. Which other president in Nigeria who stepped down and is not in Nigeria? He is looking for a way to escape because he's an imposter. They have used nepotism to hold down everybody in Nigeria so that nobody will know this top secret. That's why they kidnap Nnamdi Kanu. We are Biafrans. We say it the way it is. We don't care. We have told them they will continue to kidnap until kidnapping will start to kidnap them.
Yeah.
Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir.
With Nigerian life, the destiny of Nigerian people are at stake at this moment. How on earth will someone go abroad and they will ask you who is your president and you will say he's a drug dealer? Bola Ahmed Tinubu, how can you, which face will you stand? The person that the whole world is aware. Ghanaians are laughing us, Togo are laughing us, all these Benin Republic, people that are near, nations that are not very small, very tiny, they are laughing us. And we call ourselves giants. We have been deceiving ourselves for so long, calling ourselves giant ants, giant of Africa. Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir.
I respect you. You see, your Tucano Mike is doing a wonderful job.
Well, you
are going everywhere. You are in the sky. You are in Jupiter. They cannot stop what is coming, Maiyegun General.
No, they can't.
They can't stop it. You see people that come to your program and begin to tell us that nothing will happen. Something will happen, Maiyegun. Our destiny is at stake. Our destiny is at stake. Even the DSS, all of them are tired. If they tell themselves the truth, they are all youth, Maiyegun General. You understand me? If the whole Nigeria troop out, all these terrorists from Niger that are in our military, in our police, and our DSS, they will run away and we'll get our life back. That is what I'm telling you, Maiyegun General. They are holding Nnamdi Kanu a prophet. They cannot hold his word. His word is still blazing. The whole nation are still hearing his word. Right. They are keeping him. They are wasting their time, Maiyegun General.
Thank you so much.
This evening, I am blazing because I'm coming from London Marathon. IPOB was at the London Marathon today. Okay, we are live there and we fly the flag of Biafra, showing the whole world that Biafra is coming. The police are there, the army are there. They saw the black of the IPOB and their flag, and they know that Biafra is coming, Oduduwa is coming, a Middle Belt Nation is coming. something will happen. Let nobody come to your program and tell you that nothing will happen. Why everybody is hungry? Everybody is angry.
Yes, so.
They cannot load a drug lord or no upon us, my good general. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
Yeah, that would be like let's share his message for that for this auspicious time as well. Somebody who defeated Nigeria in their own courts, but they are so shameless that they can't even honor their own courts. They still have to keep him. Don't forget.
My name is Nnamdi, and the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government through the High Commissioner that what is happening in the country is unacceptable, and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done, and the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the international community for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues...
Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun Baba.
Yima. Gudu. Brother.
Ekale, Baba. Ekale.
Hello. How you be?
Ade, my brother. Ade. I have family.
Sorry, I just want to respond to this super chat and the message therein.
Fire.
Yes, sorry. One second, sorry. So, nobody, thanks so much for that message. For those who know, nobody is actually somebody. Now, nobody is dropping this message on our screen, which is so true. 3 years after EndSARS, there are still young people that the rotten establishment in Nigeria, the police and their court, have denied justice for being arrested for the EndSARS protest. They didn't do anything, they were just arrested for being part of the protest, not committed anything. And they continue to adjourn. And there are many of them. At a point, I heard that they have 9 of them in Ibadan or thereabout from 2020. That is part of the injustice, the cruelty of what Nigeria represents. And tell me, how are you going to actually process that and say the strength of our hero past shall never be in vain? To enslave us is the dream of our hero past, Abi. Yima, you did it.
Baba, Mwambe, our family, Baba.
About Deo, with Deo. Thank you so much for asking.
Oh boy, I hear say Bukhari they plea for forgiveness. Say he's human. Buhari can go F himself after kidnapping an innocent man. That your own court has said that the man he should be set free. Mm-hmm. You put him in jail, and you're now coming on air to ask for forgiveness. Who won't forgive you? After supervising hundreds of thousands of killings in Benue, in Katsina, his own state, in Kaduna, southern Kaduna, in Niger State, let's not even go to the southeast. In Oyo, in Akure, all these things happen on this man's watch. That's right. Jailbreak in Edo, jailbreak in Abuja, jailbreak in Kogi. You wrecked the country. You left the entire country with generational debt, and you're not coming out to tell us that we should forgive you. You are human.
We are all
Man, make the guy go F himself. I beg, he decrease.
He decrease. Oh, no small.
Who does he think he's playing with? My children are not going to pay that debt to. The man won't come out for that office and instead they go borrow 800 million. I believe 800 what from bank.
They won't share that one to the poor people that subsidy removal in June will affect.
And that is who's asking for forgiveness. Sometimes I just think Nigerians are just stupid to believe everything this man is just saying. I don't know whether he put juju inside water, give them, make them drink. Everybody just didn't misbehave like that. Well, if they want to forgive him, they should forgive him. But me personally, I won't forgive him for what he has done to my people in Benin State. Never in my life have I seen IDP camp all my time living in Benin State. Only for this man to come and then there's IDP camps everywhere in that state. So me, I'm not going to forgive him. If they ask for forgiveness, may go ask for people for Niger, may they forgive him. Decrease.
Well, mad. Thank you so much. Yima, my regards to the women, okay? Thank you very much for that. So, yeah, you have every right to express yourself, and nobody should bully you into saying your mind. What, what they want to ram down our throats to accept whatever it is they have done to Nigeria now. E82, this one, like, he always do it does his things like MI6. My man, thank you very much for that too. All El Biafra, all Odudua, Nigeria has a stage 4 cancer. Soon it will cease to exist. Fulani terror will not go unpunished. I believe that some of these things are never going to go unpunished. And to get away with all this crime, that is why the establishment want to keep the status quo in place. Bokwari will be protected. And those who committed the crimes against Nigeria will be protected. Trust me. Only you can stop them if you really don't want that to happen. Hello, sir.
Hey, Maiyegun.
Sir, I picked your call as I was trying to put you on speaker to say, hey, I am playing a video and nobody can hear you that way. So, hang on for me. I just dropped it. I'm so sorry. How are you, sir?
It's all right. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Well, I'm very well, too, sir. Thank you.
The children and your wife.
We thank God. Everybody is fine.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Maiyegun, you know what?
Tell me.
Something keeps surprising me. I'm so surprised about some Nigerians over here in America. And these people, some of them are my officers. And it's like they left Nigeria, but Nigeria didn't leave them. I'm telling you, because with all these things, with all, all the shenanigans going on in that country, with Tinubu's exposés and all those things. Do you believe that? I was so surprised. These people are still saying, Tinubu, this is not the first time. They've been rigging in Nigeria. It's not the first thing. It's not the first time that they will rig. Tinubu is going to do 4 years. After that, he will do another 4 years. And I was like, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong with this people?
Right. Sorry, everybody. I think we froze. We just good enough. I didn't give you any funny look or so when I froze. So yeah, my caller is still on the line. He's gonna be the my second to the last caller anyway. So sir, sorry for that breaking transmission. You were telling us something about your colleagues, sir. Go on.
Yeah. They were like, oh, Tinubu is gonna do another 4 years and he will do another 4 years. This is not the first time they are. I was like, are you people? I mean, are you people insane? Okay, look at some of us here. When we want to buy home, we will buy home because we have jobs, we have a good credit scores. We'll buy home, and the American government will give us like, okay, pay for 30 years, pay for 25 years, and we'll be paying mortgage.
Yes,
good enough. And somebody, a minister in Nigeria, will come over here and buy the same house and pay cash.
Yes.
And you people are like, I mean, you'll be laughing, oh, Otobo Kayamo is here buying house. I was jogging and people didn't say nothing. I wish that house in Texas here. So that we will gather ourselves and go there and show him what it takes. Because I don't know why people are still like this.
You know, as we have said it before, that they don't really hate corruption in Nigeria. So the people who are defending people like Otobo Keyamo, they are saying that if it is you will not steal the money too. It's like the Nigerians expect those who represent them to steal. So if you go there and you don't steal, that means you have failed. I don't even know how it is like if you go to a government and you don't steal, how people are going to treat you. Probably they're going to treat you like a leper.
Well, I don't know. Well, let them swear in Kolu in a couple of weeks to come. And like Nnamdi Kanu said, the situation in Sudan will be a shit play with what is coming. We will all live to witness it.
At least we survived Buhari. And the people that we even tried to save from Buhari, some of them until it was too late before they finally kind of retracted. Or these two, time will tell. You have a good one, sir.
Time will tell.
And you have a good week as well. Thank you so much. So I have a veteran, Osita. Man, I don't know why. I'm feeling some. It's like I'm feeling some tingling in my throat. My throat somehow. Baba, how are you?
Why don't you just sip something, then we can continue?
No, I think I've spoken. It's like I've been talking for the past 8 hours today.
Okay,
so I had a broadcast, I had a meeting, then I'm back on the broadcast again, and it seems that I've actually talked too much today. Anyway, I'm almost at the end of the end of the program. So, Osita, how are you?
All right, I'm good. And you, how's the weekend?
I am very well. My weekend seems to be all right. So far, so good. It's almost kind of wrapping up anyway.
This is the first time I'm calling on your Sunday program.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Very quickly, I want to start with a question. I want to know if it is a joke or if it is true that Buhari said if he doesn't find peace in Nigeria, he will move to Niger Republic.
Okay. Just because you ask, okay, if you have the time, let's just use 2 minutes. I have it where he said it. Osita, let's go for 2 minutes. You hear it from him, then you can make your statement so that will answer your question. Buhari.
Who are the Chief Justices of the Supreme Court? Hausa Fulani from Zaria, Anusiman from Niger, and then as the government, Fulani men, my neighbor. They are all Muslims, they are all from the north, they all voted me out in the Supreme Court, so why does religion and ethnicity work there? I say I will keep on trying because I wouldn't allow anything to stop me. So the first time, yes, I tried and got it. So, as well as the 5th time, and I think the 6th time. So finally, I can't even wait to go home. It is a tax I will move to Niger Republic. I think
Osita, did you hear that?
Now, let me say something. The first thing is that look at Ishiodara.
Hang on, Osita. I don't know what happened to your line. It used to be very clear. For now, it's more like cloudy that we could barely hear you. So, all right, you check.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, better. Osita.
Okay. I said, look at the Ishiodara. The one that the Benin people will call Azoin Umbeme. Look at his face. In the first place, who told you you won election that they were cheating you out in Supreme Court? Who told you? Who gave him that folktale? That is what Igbo people call Ifo. Who gave you that folktale? Just look at what he was trying to talk about. That 3 times the Supreme Court. Who gave you what gave you the petulance that you actually won an election? Who voted? Who voted? If it is not Kolu that convinced people, who voted you in the first place? Nobody voted you. You don't even know what it means to be a Democrat. You don't even know what it means to go into election, because it is your utterances as the president, I mean, as a contestant, that brought about all this killing in the north that spread to the south. You don't even understand the meaning of what it takes. Have you ever campaigned before in your life? Have you ever stand in debate in your life? But I am so sorry. This is where we have gotten ourselves into.
I know.
We were saying that the PDP is so bad, but we didn't know that there is something that is worse than being bad. We never know. If you want to become a grand member of APC, believe me, you have to go to the occultic world to get your own certification in order for you to operate in this so-called APC. We thought we saw PDP. We didn't know that there was something more worse than the PDP. Now we are crowning it all with somebody who is a drug elite. He's a drug elite. This one is not even what they call it. It's not a political elite. This one is a drug elite.
A drug one.
If I have my way in Nigeria today, believe me, I will not only stop Tinubu from being the president, I will rip him off that senator or the governor, they call him. Because he actually didn't even win those elections in the first place.
No.
Because when you have all these things, all these cockroaches in your cupboard, how can you say you went into election and won Lagos State governorship, or you won senatorial seat in a country, in a society? That means we, the followers, they look at us as if we are dumb. And if it comes to the part of the judiciary and they do whatever they do, that means they see us as what the ordinary street man in Nigeria the street boy in Nigeria will call, we are mugus. That's what they think. It is hard time that we have to stand up. Not just because of I'm an Igbo man or you are a Yoruba man, you are ethnic, you are a Bibo. But think about it, that these same people, they have cheated my own generation, because my own generation, I'm in my mid-40s, and my generation, if you look at the age bracket, you will see that it is the age mate of Tinubu that our father. But now, they are crippling into our own children, want to eat our own children the way they ate us. Is it not time for us to stand up, not just to look at, this obedience, the Gen Z, but we ourselves too, people of our generation, will have to stand up with them to fight this fight.
Thank you so much.
I'm telling you, anybody who is Who tells you that Nigeria can get better? Nigeria, look, let me tell you, Nigeria is not going to get better. Nigeria is never going to get better.
Pointers. Every effort to try and do something that could make it look like it will get better, they thwart them. And then they bastardize every other thing else they kind of have left.
You see, let me give you one secret. Let me give you one secret. Maybe people have not thought, because most of the time when I listen to programs, I listen to what the contributors are saying. I sit down, I check, I make checks and balances. I can actually bring out the truth. At Fenifere, they have always they stood for one thing, and that is the restructuring of Nigeria. They carried it on their head.
And that's why they are actually supporting Obi, because he promised them that they will open the conversation around restructuring. I remember that.
That is the subject. But I'm telling you, if you look at the process as which you are going to get that thing done, that process, believe me, it will not happen.
Yeah, they will thwart it based on the current settings.
It will. Based on if you ask the Northerners, they will tell you it's a game of numbers.
Yes.
If you put it on the game of numbers, what they have in the National Assembly and what they have as governors
and states and local governments, they will kill it because it's not in their interest.
Local government, you will find out that this thing is not going to work. We only have one route out. That one route out, it is us. It depends on how we will react.
Osita,
my brother,
thank you so much again, as always. Okay, for chipping in this as well tonight. Tomorrow is going to be another night. Princess has joined me on TikTok. All the rest. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, thanks you so much, man. So, Princess, I have made Princess to join TikTok. Now, Princess has left you all on YouTube, and she's gone to TikTok. She's currently, let me see if I can get her on. Princess, people were asking for Princess on TikTok. Now, Princess, let me see if I can get you on. Can you? Now, I am going to need a moderator on TikTok. You should put on the camera, but if you don't want to anyway, you can leave that out, okay? Because this is not YouTube, this is TikTok. People will only see you on TikTok. Oh, anyway, we are all new. So people have been asking for you on TikTok. Now they know that you are on TikTok. So Princess Balogun is on TikTok. So she is going to be part of the moderator of that TikTok page of Maiyegun. So when we see all those error codes that are going to kind of want to call, as we do it now, Princess, a lot of people are already asking for you. And I remember telling you that. But we'll work that out. Somehow, Anyway, Princess, I am going to say you should stay on because I'm about to round up the program on here, but I always kind of end it on the TikTok after all. Okay, so let me say goodbye to my friends and everybody on the Temple of Truth on other places, YouTube and Facebook. Thank you to all of you. If you are watching this program, if you join us midway, right, I advise you to start watching from the start. In order to catch up on what we really discussed. I spoke for about 1 hour, 40 minutes. Remember that. So if you want to hear my own part, you should go and play the video from 5 minutes to 1 hour, 40 minutes. That's where Maiyegun spoke. Then other brilliant people called in to add their own voice, add their own contribution and all of that from that moment on for another 1 hour. So this makes it a full broadcast tonight. So thank you. And to everybody who turned up and then, those who came with the super chat, the super thanks and all of that, I appreciate every one of you, including the messages that you attached to them. Now we're going to go and call it a night, especially on YouTube and Facebook. And I am going to see you some other time. Okay? Peace. I wish you all a wonderful evening or night, rather. Good night.
Maiyegun làwọn mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Maiyegun Diary Diary Politico.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin ti ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ni.